Welcome to another Memory Keeping Monday. I'm Garden Girl Jen Gallagher, and today I'm going to be creating an 8.5 by 11 inch layout. And to do that, I am going to use some pattern papers found within 6x6 paper pads. Now, when I'm dealing with pattern paper, one way that I stretch my buck is I will always get a 6x6 pad, likely over a larger piece of pattern paper. One reason is that I like the smaller scale patterns. And there are a lot of different options, and just for a few dollars I can get almost all of the papers, or rather all of the papers in the collection. And some manufacturers even includes double of the papers. And you can find 6x6 or 8x8 pads from almost every single manufacturer. This one is from Basic Gray. This is an Echo Park. This is a Doodle Bug. This is a little yellow bicycle. Every theme, every color, almost every collection. And this is a Studio Calico. So one way to stretch your buck is to start looking at the 6x6 pads. Now, if you're a card maker and a scrapbooker, this makes a lot of sense because you will find yourself using these collections quite a bit. Now, for the particular layout that I created today, I used an Indie Chic, probably Indie Chic, and this one is the Ginger collection. And then I used some paper from the This and That Charming 6x6 paper pad. But you're welcome to use whatever 6x6 paper that you have, or you're welcome to use the entire sheet of paper from any collection you want to make this layout. So we're going to start with an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of cardstock. And then we're going to add a white piece of cardstock onto that page. I'm using a dot adhesive runner, and I've pre-cut the white cardstock. That was an 8.5 by 11 inch as well, and I cut it down just a bit and placed it here. Now I'm going to add some little tan photo corners to the top two corners of this page. These are from Canson, and I know a lot of people that follow these videos have started finding ways to add these. You can do these with digital die cut machines, or you can purchase these from another place. Just however you like to use them, or you can leave this step off. Alright, now one thing that's really hot right now and really trendy is banners. And so using the Indie Chic and the This and That collection paper, I have pre-cut a bunch of banners. Now, they're double-sided. This particular company does double-sided, not all of them do. So you have the option of, once you cut them, of using whatever side you want. This kind of tangerine orange color is really, really hot right now, and it's a fun color to use. And this particular paper is from Studio Calico, and they're not quite a match, but if you'll notice on this paper, it is a match. And so I will look for ways to match up all of these different colors. So we're going to go ahead and place our largest banner, and I've just notched the ends with some scissors. And we'll add that to our page. Now 6x6 work great if you do smaller format pages, because you can make an easy grid. If you use a larger format paper, they also work. You just have to plan your grid a little bit better. So we're going to add some strips, and some of these you'll notice I've notched just with a diagonal notch, and some have a pennant or a banner end to them. If you vary the widths, the lengths, and the shape of each banner, it's a little bit more interesting. So I'm just going to layer a few things, and then I am going to take some gray baker's twine from Doodlebug Designs. There's a couple of different options in the store if you like baker's twine. And I'm just going to wrap it around this banner a few times, and then I'm going to cut it. We'll tie this off into a bow. So once I cut my banner pieces from the pattern paper, I like to decorate them a little bit, just to give them a little bit more interest. You could add journaling to them, you could add a photo, lots of different options. So we'll just start layering these. Add a yellow one. We're going to go ahead and overlap the twine right there. And I also have cut this kind of leaf one. And then I have taken some pattern paper from the 6x6 pad, the This and That Charming, and I've punched it with a border punch and folded it up with my fingers. I also ran some brown stamping ink along it, just to give it a little bit more color and a little bit more distressing. So you can distress it a couple of different ways. So we will add these. I've pre-cut all these pieces so this video will go a little bit faster, but you can do it however it works for you. And again, just kind of overlapping. And then use your fingers to lift up that punch a little bit more. Now this is a tag, and it was a My Mind's Eye die cut, and on the sides it had two wood grain pattern paper, but it didn't really match my layout, and so I just cut off the sides. So look for ways that you can alter your elements so that they will fit the color or the theme of your page. So I have some yellow buttons we will add. I have a glitter, a solid, and a clear. We'll just use some glue dots to adhere these to the page. Sometimes I will tie these with twine, but today I'm just going to use glue dots and glue them down. If you really are picky, you could actually stitch them directly to your page. And then I have some fun little bingo numbers. These are fun to use, and that red is kind of that, it's a little more vibrant, but it matches kind of that poppy red in that Studio Calico pattern paper. So you can see how I've started just decorating and layering some texture onto this part of the layout. Now you'll notice that hardly any of these things came together. There are a few things. There's the My Mind's Eye, but you can mix and match from different lines within a company or outside of the company. There's just some Doodlebug Designs mini pearls, and we're going to use this beautiful color. This was actually the Pantone color this year. So you'll probably be seeing a lot of this kind of tangerine orange a lot on projects this year. It's a fun, happy color. So we've just decorated all the different banners. Now let's go ahead and do the bottom of the page. Now I have a Silhouette die cut machine, and I missed those onto the layout in the Silhouette software, and then I cut it out from Craft Cardstock. The negative look of die cuts right now is a popular trend. We used to layer things on top of paper, and now we are layering behind paper, and it's a fun trend. I've really enjoyed seeing this trend a lot. And then I have some tags from the Abroad collection from Studio Calico. And then I've pre-printed a photo here at home. It's about 4 inches wide and almost 3 inches tall, about 2.75. This is my niece, and she's got her cute little pigtails. And I'm going to kind of measure where I want my tags to go. And without adhering the photo, I'm just going to place the tags behind. And I'm going to stagger them a little bit. So I'm going to put the green one sitting down a little bit more. Then I'm going to put this poppy orange one. So just stagger your tags, and then I use glue dots to adhere my printed photos because there is kind of a glossy finish on the back of my photo paper. If you're printing from a regular photo printer, you probably don't need to use glue dots. So then I have some fun gray washi tape, and it took me a little while to get into this trend, but I'll tell you, I have really fallen in love with washi tape. So it comes in a lot of different patterns and colors, and we have a ton of different options in the store. They also vary in width, so just stock up on a few that you like. And it's tape, so you just can stick it wherever you want. You can use it to stick your photos on your page, your journaling blocks, whatever you want to do there. So then I've cut with my die cut this word Piggies, so it says I miss those piggies because she has these darling pigtails. And before I do that, I want to do a little bit of stamping. And Studio Calico and 2Ps join together to create an exclusive stamp set. And this is the stamp set I am using, and I'm going to use this. All I need is with a blank. I'm going to stamp this at the bottom of that Piggies word. And then I use a foam base. You can use a mouse pad or whatever you want. And that helps me to get a little bit nicer of a stamp. So we're going to adhere that right at the bottom. And then when you have a die cut that's small like this, I suggest using kind of a glue pen to adhere these down, because then you can actually just paint the glue directly onto the very narrow die cut shape. So if you haven't added a glue pen to your arsenal of adhesive, make sure that you do that, because I promise it will make your job a lot easier. And it sticks very, very well. I haven't had any problems with it sticking. So we'll center the word Piggies below. And then all I need is, I'm going to add her name, and her name is Amelia. And then for a fun border at the very bottom of this page, I'm going to use some wood veneer little girl looking shapes, and we're going to create a border with these. Now these come from Studio Calico, and they come in a variety of shapes. There's the teeny tiny, there's the medium, and then they even have large. And this set also comes with little men, so you can do it however you like. And we're going to put a large one. I'm just going to use glue dots to stick these down. And then we will just start a little border, and we'll go ahead and overlap our photo a little bit. Just keep going until you have them all stuck down where you want them. I just think they're so cute. Now these wood veneer shapes, you can mist them, you can paint them. So even though you think, oh, I've already used them once, there's a lot of different ways you can use them. You can even, for some of the larger shapes, you could actually cover them with pattern paper, just like you would anything else. You could Mod Podge some pattern paper onto there. So we're just going to create a border because I like the look of the wood. So there you have a layout that uses 6x6 paper pads and the smaller scale pattern papers to create a layout. Be sure to visit our website for the complete supply list and watch for next week's Memory Keeping Mondays.